0% interest and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. That's renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Tuesday morning. 88 degrees, by the way. Temperatures expected to climb to 92 now. They dropped it a little bit from this morning. Mm-hmm. Hey, every morning I know you know that we speak to Galen Unold from Life South Community Blood Center. And ever since we started hearing about the Zika virus, questions have come in while we spoke to Galen about the Zika virus. Well, we have a couple of doctors on the phone who are going to help us understand about a way to protect the blood supply against the Zika virus. Dr. Richard Benjamin is on the phone. He's the Chief Medical Officer at Cirrus Corporation, and Dr. Arthur Bracey is the Medical Director of Transfusion Services at St. Luke's Episcopal Hospital and the Associate Chief of Pathology at St. Luke's. They're talking about ways to protect the blood supply from the Zika virus. Dr. Benjamin and Dr. Bracey, good morning, doctors. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well. Doing well, yeah.
And where are you? Where are you calling from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston. Now that seems like, are you both in Houston?
We are indeed.
That seems like you've got the same circumstance there as we do here because of the warm temperatures, that the mosquitoes just might be a little bit more plentiful than elsewhere.
Well, that is indeed a truth. And in point of fact, our local politicians are concerned about certain wards of our city where there's often stagnant water and breeding ground for the vectors, the mosquitoes that carry the disease.
Okay, so the warnings from just a few weeks ago where they said don't be traveling to some of these countries, Puerto Rico being one of them. Puerto Rico's not a country, but you know what I mean. Don't be traveling to these areas that are the hotbeds of the Zika virus. Now it's here, right?
Well, there have been 1,300 cases of travelers that have come back to the U.S. Infected, and we've seen deaths, and we've seen a first couple of cases of microcephaly in fetuses. So we have not yet seen an outbreak on the U.S. mainland, but that outbreak is rampant right now in Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa. So Americans are being affected by the virus. And those that travel to those areas, and if you travel to Brazil, there are indeed some risks.
In preparation for this, we were talking, as I mentioned earlier at the intro for your segment, that this morning we were speaking to a gentleman by the name of Galen Unold. He comes on each morning, and we were asking him if Life South Community Blood Center uses INTERCEPT, and he said yes, they do. So I had never heard about it before. He obviously was familiar with it. Help us understand what that is.
So the INTERCEPT blood system is a way of pathogen inactivating is the term, but it's really a way of neutralizing viruses and bacteria and protozoa or parasites in the blood in a non-specific fashion. Essentially, you collect the blood components in the blood center, and it's a 5-minute treatment. You add a compound and expose the blood product to UV light for a few minutes, and it targets DNA and RNA in viruses and bacteria and pathogens, and cross-links it and prevents those organisms from dividing and causing infections. It was FDA approved about 18 months ago, and LifeSource were one of the first, in fact, to adopt the technology. So we're very happy with them. But right now it's been rolled out by many centers, including the American Red Cross, the biggest blood collector in the country. And so you will be hearing more about INTERCEPT, especially around epidemics around like Zika or where it does provide protection.
Okay, and do we as hospital patients, I'm guessing it doesn't matter to the donor, it matters to the recipient. So does the recipient have a way of knowing if the blood that's being transfused into him or her has been treated?
I think the recipient would need to ask because it's not necessarily obvious, because it looks like just any other blood product. If they've got their magnifying glass and look very carefully at the unit of platelets or plasma they receive, they may see the words Sorolin treated in small print, and that's actually the INTERCEPT process that's being used. But this is Dr. Bracey, and information is power,
And what we really want to introduce is the concept of patient choice. And so patients really should begin to ask questions and to learn more about the therapies that are provided to them, including transfusion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there's a way to prevent, does the INTERCEPT process filter out other viruses other than the Zika virus?
Yes, indeed. Very effective against dengue, and you've had dengue outbreaks in Florida, chikungunya, malaria, HIV, hepatitis. It is effective against a wide range of organisms.
Oh my goodness! And is there a way to tell us how effective it is, especially against Zika, since that's the headline disease right now?
So what we've done is laboratory tests, and we've shown that we can kill, how to put this in terms, millions and millions per square mil of blood. We talk about 10 to the 5, 10 to the 6 CFU per mole. So that's a lot of virus, way in excess of the levels of virus that would be found in a natural infection in a donor product.
How long has the Zika virus been around? We've been told it's been around for 50 years, and it's just now that they're trying to take care of it.
Well, the Zika virus was first discovered in 1947. And it went dormant for a while, reappeared in 1997. But what we're seeing is an era of the shrinking globe. There's travel. I just came back from Europe, and 60 folks on the flight were headed to Cancun. So the bottom line is through global economies, global travel, our world is no longer as segmented as it was before, and what affects one part of the globe affects the entire globe.
So the main... it sounds like there's two main missions to be on the radio today with us, and one is to inform the audience that there is a way to protect themselves against viruses, not just the Zika, but other ones as well, if they're getting a blood transfusion. And the second one is to specifically ask. And remind me, it's called INTERCEPT, but is that what we ask for? Can I please have blood that's been treated with INTERCEPT?
I think that's one way, or pathogen reduced with INTERCEPT is probably the technical term to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And one thing, there was a recent editorial put together by our leaders in the government with respect to the blood safety, and they're really calling for a new paradigm, a new way to approach preventing disease, and that's getting away from testing for each individual emerging threat, but using technology such as INTERCEPT, so that we'll be prepared for the future.
Okay. The other blood supply in our community is One Blood. Do they use it also?
We are in active conversation with them to roll out at One Blood as well, because they too are extremely concerned about Zika and dengue and chikungunya in Florida. So if not yet, very soon.
And will this help other mosquito-borne diseases as well? Even if we don't have a name for them?
Absolutely. There's a myriad of different viruses waiting, and they seem to come every 18 months. Zika was not expected to be a problem. It was a very mild infection, mild fever, mild rash, and all of a sudden, at the end of last year, we suddenly realized that it affected the fetus. It's the first virus in 50 years that we've identified that attacks the fetus and causes fetal anomalies. So you never know when a mild virus can turn nasty.
And how long does a woman have to wait to get pregnant if she's been infected with the Zika virus?
Well, that's something you really want to discuss with your physician. The women tend to, we believe, clear the virus within a few weeks. The bigger concern we have right now is with men, because it's been demonstrated that it can persist in semen for up to 2 months. So it can definitely be a problem with men. We're learning so much more every day right now that I would be cautious and wait a few months after being infected before pregnancy. But then again, not everybody chooses when they get pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, you can't exactly put the semen under the ultraviolet light.
Would that be something?
You don't have a chance. It's too quick.
A new entrepreneurial effort here. A new product.
Mike, when does it get treated? When does the blood get treated? Like, we donate blood all the time. Does it get treated on the Bloodmobile or like the next day?
It'll be the next, about the evening. Usually when the blood gets taken back to the blood center, we treatment in the evening or the early morning the next day.
Okay. Well, whoever figured this out, that person needs some kind of a trophy. We celebrate all these people, and we don't realize that we need to celebrate somebody who comes up with an idea like this.
Absolutely.
Doctors, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's been a 25-year mission of the founders of the company at Cirrus to bring this to market.
Is this company of Cirrus? Do they have a website? Could we learn more about it from their website?
www.cirrus.com. CERUS in California. They've been developing this over 25 years, and now it's FDA approved.
Wow. Well, thank them for us. I mean, they're saving lives.
I agree.
CERUS, Dr. Richard Benjamin, Dr. Arthur Bracey, thank you so much for delivering this good news to us, and we will spread the word.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.